If there's any clarification that needs to be made, it's probably worth it, just for housekeeping. There was a CRA board meeting prior to this at 5 p.m. and this is the actual monthly City of Live Oak council meeting, just so we can clarify that. I know one of the agendas had a typo on it, but I think the actual announcement that went out to the public was 5 p.m. correct? Yeah. So, all right. So just so there's no there's no confusion as to actually which meeting we are doing now. We did the invocation and the pledge right during the previous meeting just 30 minutes ago, so we're going to forego that. And I know the first item says approval of agenda with any additions, deletions, or changes. Mr. Jefferson, you had something you might want to?
Yes, there was an email sent to our city manager from me concerning an agenda item which is not on here. The couple is here to address, but not from a public side, but from agenda item side that needs to be added to agenda item number as item D. And I hope Mr. Section remember the email that I sent him concerning Mr. Bridges and Ms. Carter. And I didn't have anything put on the agenda, wasn't planning on putting anything on the agenda, but since he has everything, could we add the item E to the agenda? Well, do you remember the email?
I do remember the email and the discussion, but the discussion that we had about Mr. Bridget and all what he's trying to do is he was asking for a license for his business and he wanted alcohol and tobacco. Well, he does have the ability to get the tobacco license and that's a done deal. At this point in time, we don't have the ability to grant the alcohol license because it has to go through an inspection of the building. And so he has to apply for the alcohol license. Now, I did tell Mr. Bridget that if you want to come up and speak for 3 minutes, that's fine to explain it. But as far as a discussion to do anything to get him this license, you have to go through certain steps that have to be okay through the annex department as far as getting the right permits and everything.
Right.
So I didn't feel it was necessary to put it on the agenda because we're just going to discuss the same thing again that we have in the past, but Mr. Bridget is well within his rights to get up and speak about his concerns. So I figured he'd be here anyway.
All right. But was there, because there was some other condition set by, I guess, planning and zoning about driveway, privacy fence, shrubbery.
There's a lot of specifics in that if you move up to the next level, I can have Mr. Curtis explain it, but when you move from selling food items and convenience items and tobacco, it's at a certain level, but once you break that threshold and move to the alcohol sale, there's a lot more that goes into the requirements for the building itself.
Okay.
Can I, yeah, so just to streamline the process, if you want to, and I can clarify this through Mr. Mercer, but if you want to add an agenda item, you can do so, but it probably would need to be under the city council portion.
I mean, we can add it to where Mr. Bridget speaks.
Well,
he can speak either way.
Since it was told to them allegedly that he would, our city manager would put it on the agenda. That's why I'm trying to vote it to
but I didn't
put it up on this agenda item.
Right, I didn't tell him that, but you must have, when you sent me the email, you said that you would like to be on the agenda, and I didn't feel a need for it. But Mr. Bridget is well within his rights to come up and speak when it's time for public comment, or I tell you what, I'll make it easy for everybody.
Okay.
We'll make it City Council 5A, and let him get up and speak.
Well, I guess so. That's why I never put anything on the agenda as far as I was concerned, because of what was the conversation allegedly between you all, you two, and that that's why I requested that be put up on your agenda.
Okay. Well, we can put it on 5A, and we ahead of everything that I've got going. We'll listen to that first.
So that'd be your agenda. What would be the agenda item?
5A.
But I know, but what is the agenda item? It'd be Mr. Jefferson's agenda.
Right.
Well, I'm not trying to put it on my agenda item. I'm trying to add it to what was conversation that was said between those two parties, that he would put it on, and that's what my email reflect when I sent him an email, that Mr. Session would put it on he would put them on the agenda.
I understand you said you wanted me to put on the agenda, but at that point in time, I didn't feel a need for it because everything's been worked out except for the very last part of the alcohol part, and that has to go through a lot more information that has to be done with the building and zoning.
So, Mr. Attorney,
My take on this would be is to have any sort of legal resolution of this, I'm the first time hearing of it.
Right.
We need time to research this issue. This is the first time hearing of it here today, and I don't think Mr. Kinnon has been noticed of it, so we'd ask for time to be able to articulate, put it on the agenda, and have a legal opinion for you.
Well, I'm gonna say that Mr. Kennan was afforded information by our clerk about what was going on with that party and all that information. So I questioned him, Mr. Kennan, at a last meeting or so about that. He said he did get the information because I talked with his assistant over there in Lake City that he hadn't had a chance to look at it. So, but I don't want it to be just a get up and a 3-minute discussion. Whereas, if let's put it up on the city manager's agenda and reflects my email to what I'm requesting, because I don't know what was worked out. I don't know what was said. All I know is I seen something coming from Mr. Curtis about fencing, privacy fencing,
Just so put it under,
shrubbery and all that.
just make it 6-1.
I have a question. If we want to put something on the agenda, and even if we tell you about it, you can decide that we don't have it, we can't put it on the agenda
Exactly.
as the city
I
manager.
think you can put anything you want on the agenda under the council.
We need to discuss it.
Thank you so much.
We need to
Mr. Manager,
discuss it.
former.
Well, even if we discuss it, we
What
might not
about the money?
agree. So.
How long it's gonna take? I come here every week.
Mr. Bridget, you're not helping also.
I just am surprised that if we ask to do it,
So I think maybe what your confusion is, and I think that the best case the best case scenario would have been to have, if you want to put something on the agenda item, you have that right under city council agenda items. There are none on this one. So
Right.
if Mr. Jefferson, when you saw that this was not on the agenda when it was sent out last week, then maybe that's when you could have tried to get clarification instead of here tonight, because now we're here in front of everybody and it's.
That's why.
Then you put those 5A agenda items up under city council,
Hold on,
and then
please.
we have the time to, that's where we can discuss.
Yeah, we've got to have if we can put it under your, then we can discuss it. And then we can discuss it all we want to, but it's got to go on the agenda somewhere, right?
Now, I'm saying, I could have put this under an agenda item if I wanted to. But since it was discussed, because I had set up a meeting with all parties involved, but all of a sudden now, it was allegedly told to them that Session would put it on the agenda. That's why I'm not putting anything on the agenda to discuss anything. Because whatever is discussed between the city manager and this party, they need to come forward. I've seen what was done from Mr. Curtis, shrubbery, privacy fence, and all that.
Well, nobody has spoken to Mr. Bridget more than I have. We've spent hours in here talking about this particular business. And when he left the last time, he understood that he could get his tobacco license and that there was more to go to get the alcohol license. And so to me, you must have told him I was gonna put on the agenda, because I didn't tell him I'd put on the agenda, but I said, you're more than welcome to come speak at the next meeting. If we need it to be on the agenda to speak, I'm okay with Daryl having, as long as he needs to speak about it. But it's to the point where there are certain things, legal things, that have to be covered to open up and sell alcohol. And that's where Mr. Curtis has all the information and knows what to do. And we have to go through those steps. And as far as the whole meeting goes, everybody can listen to the issue, but we've spent hours discussing it, getting to the point where Mr. Darrell can actually sell tobacco. So there's another step, but it's a lot larger step now with the way the zoning is.
All right.
We'll put it on 6, we'll put it under me.
Right.
Let Mr. Bridget come up and speak, and then we'll let Mr. Curtis explain what you gotta go through to get your alcohol license.
Okay, so like I said, I got a visit at my home, and concerning that, and I sent you an email.
Until we get to that.
Okay, let's
So
do
we're gonna add that to item 6E is gonna be discussion. What would you like to?
I'd like to be first right off the bat, 6.
Okay, so we'll shift everything down, we'll go 6A, everything else is gonna be the next
Right.
letter.
Move it right on down.
Okay, so 6A will now be what, I'm sorry, sir?
6A will be that with Mr. Bridget, and then everything else down will just move up a letter.
All right. Mr. Bridget's business. All right, any further additions, deletions, or changes? 5A, yes, ma'am.
Agenda items. And so that was clear,
Agenda.
this confusion about agendas.
Okay, so just
Yeah,
discussion concerns?
Discussion of agenda.
All right, so we're gonna have a 5A, in addition, discussion concerning agenda items. All right, any further additions, deletions, changes? All right, so we need a motion then.
Approve the agenda with the
Addition.
So moved?
All right, we have a motion, we have a second.
Yes.
Any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. All right, moving on, item 2, approval of the September 9th regular monthly city council meeting minutes and the September 8th and 23rd special called council meeting minutes.
So moved?
Motion, second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, like sign. All right, agenda, I'm sorry, the minutes are approved. We're going to move on to the public comment section. Tonight, the microphone was not working over there, so everybody just come to the middle podium. If I see some of you guys have already annotated on here, you want to speak during certain agenda items, I'll go ahead and call your name and recognize, just double check with you to make sure. And just as a reminder for housekeeping, it's not a question and answer session, it's simply you have 3 minutes to come up and address the council. So we'll start with Ms. Scott. Mr. John Scott, you want to wait until item 60 regarding this, Mr. Yulee?
Yes, I will.
All right, thank you. Miss, I think it's Marion Gross, versus, you want to speak about Walker Street? Yes, ma'am, you can come on up if you'd like. And just state your name for the record for us, Miss Marion.
Mary Rose, 322, Housing Street, North Left, 5. That's good. I've been going for a minute, but trying to catch up with what's been going on. And with them, Mr. Bridget. My business is kind of running with his from where he's trying to start, but is it wine, beer and wine or alcohol? Or is it running in together now? Because it's been a while since I had license.
Yeah, and again, this really isn't a question and answer session right now, so you just have a chance to address.
That's for Walker Street, that's
Yes.
what I was asking.
Okay.
And that's CRA, that's on the side where I need to go, so I might have to wait till you call a special meeting or whatever, so I can get for zoning. I went to Mr.
Okay.
Curtis, and get him so I can do what I do.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right, thank you so much. Ms. Brown?
Hello, I'm Shanice Brown, owner of Greenport Kitchen, address 1423 North Ohio Avenue. I'm coming up here because I need to do this in front of the board and in front of the city members, in front of the community, to let everyone know how I've been treated during this process of trying to get my business open. So at this time, I'm very lost and confused. I'm trying to do everything out of good faith, but I'm being blocked by the building department and the CRA department. At this time, I'm feeling retaliated against. I've had certain staff members in those departments tell me they can't speak to me directly because they've been instructed not to. So I've been issued a violation for my building that I cannot comply with until I get directions and information from the building department and the CRA department, seeing that they're holding my CRA money until I comply with unknown things, until an actual building inspector comes out to my building. I received the violation. I never had a building inspection at this time, only a fire inspection, in which when the fire inspector came out, he was significantly rude to me. He mistreated me when he was out there, and I went to his chief. At this time, I feel like I'm advocating for myself, and because I am advocating for myself and speaking up, now I'm being retaliated against. I'm being blocked. I'm not given the information that I need. I'm losing money daily. I have a total of 9 employees that's already been hired out of the community. I've already had to pay out staff. I had to pay my rent. I had to pay my utilities. None of that becomes a problem to you because it's not your problem. But what the problem comes is, how can I rectify or fix anything when I haven't had adequately a building department inspector come out, but I've been issued fine. I have exactly 9 days now. They gave me a total of, I want to say it was 15 days total, 15 or 16 days to comply to these things, and they're not answering the phones. I go in person, they're not giving me information. I email them, they're not being responsive. The CRA held my check, and I'm bringing the CRA into it because they're intertwining themselves within the building department, saying that I didn't comply, but how can I comply if a building inspector has not even come? As well as they decided to hold say my check was ready on October 3rd, but I didn't receive a violation until the 7th. So those dates are off. So how can you deny me from receiving money when I didn't receive a violation until 4 days later? As well as they put that I will start incurring penalties, $250 a day, I believe, until they're corrected, but no one's answering the phone for me to get these things corrected. I am born and raised here in Live Oak, trying to bring something to the community, but at this time, I feel like I'm being retaliated against Tim Williams, George Curtis, Christian Dixon, Nicholas Figola, and Jamie Fisher, who told me that he's not allowed to talk to me.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Robert Ford, you're gonna wait for Mr. Yulee's section, all right? Ms. Pruitt? Mr.
Yes.
Yulee?
I'm gonna wait.
All right.
I think I've got it for 2, the last 2.
Yes, ma'am. And then, I'm probably gonna butcher this, but is it last name Blue, possibly?
It's a simple name.
Blue?
Stephen.
Stephen, all right. It's just the handwriting, it's a signature, so I'm having a hard time reading. Blue's the last name?
That's correct.
All right, you're gonna wait for Mr. Yulee's?
Correct.
Mr. Bridget, would you like to speak now or wait until your agenda item? All right, perfect. And then Ms. Williams. You gonna wait? When you wait until?
Oh, I have to pay for that.
All right. All right, we're gonna move forward then to matters of the city for the mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. As you know, Florida City Week is next week, and we have this resolution I put in your packet that's just trying to unlock the door over Tallahassee for the Florida League of Cities, so we'll be sending that over to them. I did want to remind you of the schedule, and on Monday there will be a joint Swanee County Board of County Commissioners, Live Oak City Council luncheon, and just I know you know this, just for the public to know, this is not a meeting to decide any issues, not even to discuss any projects or issues. It's just a meet and greet. It's a goodwill luncheon. We'll have a couple of speakers that'll just share some basic information. We're going to have Eric Musgrove share a little bit about the history of Live Oak in Swanee County. Kind of get the two bodies together. They're the two main governmental bodies and that affect the citizens of Live Oak. And we wanted to get everybody together just to, if you haven't met each other, we'll get to know each other. So it's obviously the public can come if they like it at the Heritage Park, but there will be no discussion there of any business. There will not be an open mic. It's not for that purpose. It's just people getting together and fellowship. That's what we used to say at church. I guess we still do. So you have to schedule the couple of things that I did want to, that I mentioned to each of you individually was we're going to do the reading for the Riverside Elementary on Tuesday. I'll be getting with you and see who will be able to do that. Wednesday, the art, we're going to go out and visit the clients out there, have a good time there. And the other matters will be if you can make those. But those are the first 3 days are the days that you counselors can meet with us. That would be great. So I'll be available to speak to you privately on those matters. The other thing, I did get a talk with Commissioner Don Hale this afternoon. I don't know if you know, I know Mr. Sessions knows the Upper Withlacoochee and Lower Swanee Task Force that was formed a number of years ago after there was one of these sewage spillages into the river up in Valdosta, the Valdosta City sewer plant, and a number of the counties along those rivers and cities. He's represented the county. There has been no city representation other than that he represents our area. But he said they'd asked if one of our counselors would want to sit on that task force. A couple of times a year meet with the city of Valdosta whenever a spillage occurs, and they're just trying to get Valdosta